The Death of Munden by Charles Lamb. To the editor of the Athenum. Dear Sir, your communication to me of the Death of Munden made me weep. Now, sir, I am not of the melting mood. But in these serious times, the loss of half the world's fun is no trivial deprivation. It was my loss, or gain shall I call it. In the early time of my playgoing, to have missed all Munden's acting, there was only he and Lewis at Covent Garden, while Drury Lane was exuberant with Parsons, Dodd, and C. Such a comic company as, I suppose, the stage never showed. Thence, in the evening of my life, I had Munden all to myself, more mellowed, richer perhaps than ever. I cannot say what his change of faces produced in me. It was not acting, he was not one of my old actors. It might be he was better, his power was extravagant. I saw him one evening in 3 drunken characters. 3 farces were played. One part was dosy, I forget the rest. But they were so discriminated that a stranger might have seen them all, and not have dreamed that he was seeing the same actor. I am jealous for the actors who pleased my youth. He was not a Parsons or a Dodd, but he was more wonderful. He seemed as if he could do anything. He was not an actor, but something better, if you please. Shall I instance old Forsyte, in Love for Love, in which Parsons was at once the old man, the astrologer, and C. Munden dropped the old man, the doter, which makes the character, but he substituted for it a moonstruck character, a perfect abstraction from this earth, that looked as if he had newly come down from the planets. Now, that is not what I call acting. It might be better. He was imaginative. He could impress upon an audience an idea, the low one perhaps of a leg of mutton and turnips, but such was the grandeur and singleness of his expressions, that single expression would convey to all his auditory a notion of all the pleasures they had all received from all the legs of mutton and turnips they had ever eaten in their lives. Now this is not acting, nor do I set down Munden amongst PG 398 my old actors. He was only a wonderful man, exerting his vivid impressions through the agency of the stage. In one only thing did I see him act, that is, support a character. It was in a wretched farce called Johnny Gilpin, for Doughton's benefit, in which he did a cockney. The thing ran but one night. But when I say that Liston's Lubin log was nothing to it, I say little, it was transcendent. And here, let me say of actors, envious actors. That of Munden, Liston was used to speak, almost with the enthusiasm due to the dead, in terms of such allowed superiority to every actor on the stage, and this at a time when Munden was gone by in the world's estimation, that it convinced me that artists, in which term I include poets, painters, and are not so envious as the world think. I have little time, and therefore enclose a criticism on Munden's old dosy and his general acting, by a gentleman who attends less to these things than formerly, but whose criticism I think masterly. C. Lamb.